The Ugly Duckling, a space fantasy fairy tale. Once upon a time, on a spaceship far away, there lived a young duckling who was very different from the others. He was often ridiculed and mocked by his peers, but his true nature was waiting to be discovered. He was the Ugly Duckling. The poor duckling had a hard time fitting in with the other ducks. He was much bigger than the rest, with a funny-looking beak and strange feathers. Whenever the other ducks saw him, they laughed and made fun of him. He tried to act like them, but he always felt out of place. One day, the Ugly Duckling decided he had had enough of the teasing. He decided to leave the spaceship and find his place in the universe. He traveled far and wide, visiting distant planets and encountering strange creatures. But no matter where he went, the same thing happened. The creatures would make fun of him and drive him away. Finally, the Ugly Duckling found himself in a faraway galaxy. He was exhausted from his travels and decided to rest by a nearby pond. As he looked in the water, he noticed a group of beautiful swans gliding gracefully through the water. They were so graceful and majestic that the Ugly Duckling wanted to join them. He slowly paddled over to them and was about to introduce himself when he heard them talking about him. The swans were shocked to see the Ugly Duckling. They had never seen such a strange-looking creature before. But then something peculiar happened. The Ugly Duckling began to transform. His feathers grew brighter and his beak changed shape. Before long, he had transformed into a beautiful swan. The swans welcomed the Ugly Duckling into their flock. From that day forward, the Ugly Duckling was no longer alone. He had finally found his true place in the universe and was accepted for who he was. This is the story of the Ugly Duckling.